living the American dream. I got 2 eyes, try to see the way the world turned, what happened to me. It's not exactly what I thought it would be. I got my house on a little piece of land. This is the place I'm gonna take my stand. But I keep living on dreams. One thing I know, that's the way it's gotta be. Am I living the American dream? I keep searching for that dream of me, hoping someday that I will see myself in American dream. Chance I get, you can't change nothing if you don't.
Boy, howdy shit. How y'all doing? Hey, it's Tuesday. Y'all know that it's Tuesday. It's time for another Blue Dot Family Meeting. I want to thank y'all for being here. I apologize for missing last Sunday. There was nothing I could do about it. Had some power issues out here at the house, and I'm lucky I got what's running. So, count your blessings and keep on with the trucking. Anyway. Cobra Jetcat was first one to jump in, followed by Debbie Capran. Common Sense is in the room. Sam is here. Penny Hartleben and Roger Himmelwright. Doug Saint is here. Sammy Marcy. Bunny Griffin. Thank you, darling. Dorothy Tyndall is here. Jamie B. Kelly Harris. Jeanette Miller is here. Gordon Marble. Boy, howdy. I love it when people just start saying hello to each other and all that shit. It just, that's what, boy, howdy. That's what it's all about. Nancy Halverson, Ask is in the room because we need to ask. We always need to ask. Anyway, Penny Hartleben, Ronald LaChance is here. Let me jump on down here so we can catch up with the chat. Joy Mittler, Penny Hartleben, Maria Betancourt, thank you very much. Wanda Bell. Anyway, let's don't get all confused here and get all jacked up. First off, I got mail. I got mail. And first off, I want you to take a close look at my t-shirt. It's Beer and Bud Friday, the cat version. If you see close, you can see. The name of that beer is Meow Light. And they both got a little something in there puffing on. Anyway, it's a neat shirt. I got this from Robert in Pauline Hall and Mama Lois up in Roanoke, Virginia. Thank you very much. I love y'all very much, and I appreciate that. Now I got some other mail, and you know, I got political shit to talk about, but I got family shit I want to say. I appreciate so much that this chat goes on, and how y'all welcome each other into the room. And wave at each other and say hi to each other and all that. That's what warms my heart and makes this show. I got mail today. One was from. I have a boy. I don't even know if I should try to pronounce the last name because I'm going to screw it up. It's Ron Lakshmi. I'm going to guess. Anyway. It is from Louisville, Kentucky, and that's all. It's just his name in this envelope on a piece of paper and a $50 bill. No words, no nothing, just that. Then I got a mail from George Fillingham from Lansing, Michigan. I think George is actually in the room. And he also included a very generous donation in I'm not, it's $100 in a cashier's check. And he wrote a letter about what this family means to him and the struggles over the life. Just a heartwarming letter. But it's more than that. It's a story of one of our Blue Dots. It's a story of this family. And I'm proud that this has grown into what it is. But these numbers, this following that we have here, it's not me. This is you. I'm the pretty face, that's all. But I can't tell you how much those 2 donations that came in make a difference. That's enough to pay a bill, baby. That's enough to pay a bill. And sometimes it just it overwhelms me at moments. Because y'all know I do not ask for donations. I have a donation button over here. I think I've hit it once. The kindness of y'all's heart sometimes it is amazing. Just like I say, that's enough to pay a bill, baby, and this is what I do to pay the bills. This thing, it's not started out like that. That's why I don't ask for donations. It never will be about that. This is about us. This is about our freedom, our democracy, and what we're willing to fight for. And nothing points more to the need for that than today's demonstration of utter bullshit. As a veteran, I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for our military, for the generals, for the admirals, the men and women that had to sit there and listen to dribble, outright bullshit, machismo, whatever the hell you want to call Pete Hegseth's little session there. That if you ain't got a set of balls, you're just not welcome in the military. You're not qualified to be in the military. Quit. Go home. Bake bread. That's what his message is. And Donnie? What did Donnie do? Give 70-something minutes of dribble, of bullshit that he pulled out of his ass. Threatening to use American cities as training areas for our military. You know. I'm embarrassed that he's in our office. I'm embarrassed he's in our house. And he is trying to do as much damage to our system, our society, as he possibly can. We're facing a shutdown in the government here in just hours. And what's he talking about? Oh, it's going to give him the opportunity to fire a whole lot of government workers. Just going to get rid of them. Take their life away from them. On a whim. Even going as far as to say he's going to hit programs and things the Democrats like. That's what he's going to go after, because it has nothing to do with anything else except retribution. Because that's all the man knows. And this country is going to suffer for that shit. Frustrated. I'm frustrated beyond belief just listening to that dribble today. Anyway, I hope you're mad. I hope you got a chance to listen to part of it as much as you could stand, to reinforce the thought in your head of why we're here, why we have this family meeting, why this whole family exists, is to fight for this democracy. We can't let up, not one day. Anyway, before we get going, I want to thank Susan Rotella, who just came in with a $20 donation. Susan, thank you very much, darling. I appreciate it. It's a fan character bouncing their heart-shaped ponytail with stars in their eyes. There you go. Starts out everything real nice. Hi, Miss Chick.
Hi, John.
How are you today, darling?
Oh, peachy keen.
Peachy keen. Just another day in paradise, I'm telling you.
Yes, sir, really
I'm
do.
telling you.
just another day in MAGA hell. I'm
Ain't
telling
it?
you.
Ain't it? Yeah, I listened
Yeah.
to it this morning, and I just, I'm just disgusted with his whole being. Just
There isn't words. There really isn't words.
no,
to even express ourselves about it anymore, other than, expletives. We look like babbling fools because we're just swearing all the time.
on the world stage we look like idiots.
Yeah.
You know the cost
Yeah.
of this country for pulling in every admiral and every general, all across the fleet, all across the Army,
Well,
the Marine Corps,
I mean,
everybody.
I'm thinking it's small potatoes compared to what he's doing with ICE and all that bullshit right now.
Well, that's
but,
true.
yeah.
That's true. But it's
But it all
in the
adds
name
up. It all adds up. It's all coming
up
out of
in
the same
name
piggy
of
bank.
national security. I'm telling you, he diminishes that. He is, he is what it is. He's an authoritarian dictator. That's what he wants to be. And Pete Hegseth's little speech there about purging the military of anybody that ain't got a set of balls. That's just sickening.
Yeah.
Disparaging half our population, baby, right there. Go home, bake bread, have a baby. That's what his idea of womanhood is.
Boy. Yeah, I don't even want to know.
It is. It's pitiful.
I did find a little sparkle of light today. Let me see if I can cue it up.
Oh, Bart, by the way, that's something else that George wrote in his letter. Was how wonderful he thought you were. And Mark.
Aw,
And Mark,
George.
our blue dot greeter that greets everybody when they come in the room in the chat.
George is my Michigan compadre.
Yes, he is. Oh, you all know each other?
Well, we've talked on Blue Room.
Ah, okay.
Trying to find the right page here. What would be?
Pages.
Oh, wait, close. Yeah, I got pages.
Yeah. I like the good old-fashioned pages where you had a piece of paper where it marked the spot in the book. Bookmark.
Well,
Yeah, bookmark.
I think I'm going too far forward. Okay, so there was a ruling, I guess you call it a ruling today, or a opinion, I don't know. This is a judge's opinion on, there's the case of, do you remember the protesters and or protester that was arrested for supposedly being a ringleader for the Palestinian protests at the college, all of that.
Oh.
And then he went after the college, all the colleges for all of the protesting. Yes. Hey, there's a case, and I don't know the name of it. I'm not real good with that. They list a lot of names, but most of them are university names. And then it versus, and then it's all of the heads of all of the departments in the U.S. But the judge wrote a conclusion to these things. Right. And the conclusion is like 15 pages long, but it's very, very important. He talks about the freedom of speech.
I've heard of this thing.
You have?
I heard it's getting...
So the conclusion here says, for all these reasons, this court finds as fact and concludes as matter of law that Secretaries Noem and Rubio and their several agents and subordinates acted in concert to misuse the sweeping powers of their respective offices to target non-citizen pro-Palestinians for deportation primarily on account of their First Amendment protected political speech.
Dare you say.
Dare I say. They did so in order to strike fear into similarly situated non-citizen pro-Palestinian individuals, proactively and effectively curbing lawful pro-Palestinian speech and intentionally denying such individuals including the plaintiffs here, the freedom of speech that is their right. Moreover, the effect of these targeted deportation proceedings continues unconstitutionally to chill freedom of speech to this day.
That's the point.
And then he goes on, justice in the Trump era. So he didn't have to say all of this stuff, but he said it in a court ruling. The court's finding and ruling above resolves phase one of these proceedings. The wrong suffered by these plaintiffs is amply established. What now? It is not enough for the court simply to determine that the plaintiffs' First Amendment constitutional rights have been violated. The Constitution is not self-effectuating. There must be some prospect of an effective remedy, we call it redressability, in order to proceed. Diamond Alternative Energy versus Environmental Protection Agency, and then all those numbers and dates.
Right.
The redressability requirement generally serves to ensure that there is a sufficient relationship between the judicial relief requested and the injury suffered. Citations and quotations omitted. Otherwise, this court ought to terminate these proceedings at this point, lest it become no more than a divisive scold. When this court denied the motion to dismiss herein, I'm skipping all the court jargon, the numbers and the letters, it thought an effective remedy might be attainable. Today, it is not so sure. The reason is the rapidly changing nature of the executive branch under Article 2 of our Constitution, and while he is properly not now a defendant in these proceedings, the nature of our president himself. It is appropriate, therefore, briefly to address each of these concerns and then limn the constraints that properly must govern the remedy phase of these proceedings. A, the Unitary Presidency. I mean, he's breaking it down here for us, John. In other proceedings involving the Trump administration, this court has already set forth its understanding of what may be called the Unitary Presidency, and I repeat it here. The court. We've never had a president like President Trump. He espouses, and he's the first president in our history to espouse, a concept of the unified presidency. The idea is that the president of the United States, and certainly he's duly elected after a full and fair election, the president of the United States, he is the single superior executive motive force for all federal employees employed under Article 2. There's issues about whether that actually works out with the Federal Reserve and the like, but none of it's before this court, and I make no comment on it. Nor do I make any comment on the wisdom of this approach. It's not for me, but it's fair to say that that's his view, or it appears to me that to be his view. Now, though he's not been in office all that long, a couple of things are evident here. One is that the approach to innovation is entirely different. We're not looking at the various cabinet secretaries, agencies, divisions, departments to innovate and create new ways to serve the public. I'm not saying there's no innovation, but it's all got to go through or appear to go through or emanate from the president himself. That's one thing. The second thing is that the president, this president, expresses his view, and he's certainly transparent. He expresses his view through orders, through directives, through requirements. So the idea of reasoned discourse in the sense of Lincoln's team of rivals, or FDR combating the Depression or mobilizing for World War II and creating these bureaucratic empires that sparred with one another under his final decision, that's absent from our discourse today. I mean, I ask you, we're not seeing wonky white papers out of this administration. And then he goes on to say, B, President Donald J. Trump. He seems to be winning. He ignores everything and keeps bullying ahead. Those are in quotes. Half admiring, half quizzical, a very wise woman, my wife, made this comment about the 47th president in an entirely different context. I quote it here because it is so perfectly captures the public persona of President Trump, especially as it pertains to the issues presented in this case. A brief explanation will suffice. One, he seems to be winning. Triumphalism is a very essence of the Trump brand. Often this is not but hollow bragging. My perfect administration. Wearing a red baseball cap in the presidential Oval Office emblazoned, Trump was right about everything, or most recently depicting himself as an officer in the 1st Cavalry Division. Unfortunately, this tends to obscure the very real and sweeping changes President Trump has wrought in his first year in office. If change is a mark of success, President Trump is the most successful president in history. 2, he ignores everything. This is indubitably true. The Constitution, our civil laws, regulations, mores, customs, practices, courtesies, all of it. The president simply ignores it all when he takes it into his head to act. A broad swath of our people find this refreshing in what they may feel is an overregulated society. After all, lawyers seem to have a penchant for telling you what you can't do. President Trump simply ignores them. This is not to suggest that he is entirely lawless. He is not. As an experienced litigator, he has learned that, at least on the civil side of our courts, neither our Constitution nor laws enforce themselves, and he can do most anything until an aggrieved person or entity will stand up and say to him, nay, and take him to court.
Yeah, we need some nay.
Yeah. Now that he is our duly elected president after a full and fair election, he not only enjoys broad immunity from any personal liability, he is prepared to deploy all the resources of the nation against obstruction. Daunting prospect, isn't it? Small wonder then that our bastions of independent, unbiased free speech, those entities we once thought unassailable, have proven all too often to have only Quaker guns, which a Quaker gun, I'll stop there. A Quaker gun was a log that was painted black to look like a cannon.
Right.
Yeah, Quaker guns. Behold President Trump's success in limiting free speech. Law firms cower. Institutional leaders in higher education meekly appease the president. Media outlets, from huge conglomerates to small niche magazines, mind the bottom line rather than the ethics of journalism. Whether it's social media, 3, and he keeps bullying on. Whether it's social media, print, or television, President Trump is the master communicator of our time. His speech dominates today's American idiom. Indeed, it may be said to define it. It is triumphal, transactional, imperative, bellicose, and coarse. It seeks to persuade, not through marshaling data-driven evidence, science, or moral persuasion, but through power. While the president naturally seeks warm, cheering, and gladsome, welcoming acceptance of his views, in the real world, he'll settle for sullen silence and obedience. What he will not countenance is dissident or disagreement. He recognizes, of course, that there are legislative and judicial branches to our government, co-equal even to a unitary presidency. He meets dissent from his orders in those other 2 branches by demonizing and disparaging the speakers, sometimes descending to personal vitriol. Dissent elsewhere among our people is likewise disfavored, often in colorful, scurrilous terms. All this the First Amendment captiously and empathetically allows. When he drifts off into calling people traitors and condemning them for treason, however, he reveals an ignorance of the crime and the special burden of proof it requires. More importantly, such speech is not protected by the First Amendment. It is defamatory. In his official capacity as president, however, President Trump enjoys broad immunity from civil liability. 4, retribution.
Retribution.
Everything above in this section is necessary background to frame the problem this president has with the First Amendment. Where things run off the rails for him is his fixation with retribution. I am your retribution. He thundered famously while on the campaign trail. Yet government retribution for speech, precisely what has happened here, is directly forbidden by the First Amendment. The president's palpable misunderstanding that the government simply cannot seek retribution for speech he disdains poses a great threat to Americans' freedom of speech. It is at this juncture that the judiciary has robustly rebuffed the president and his administration. And it goes on to list the other three things that he has gone after: the law firms, remember,
Right.
Higher education, and the media.
Yeah.
He lists all the names of that stuff, and then it says, it is these soundly reasoned decisions which today constitute the major bulwark of our rights to free speech. It is upon these decisions this court relies in framing the remedy herein. For there must be a remedy, not a monetary remedy. In light of all the considerations just discussed, it will not do simply to order the public officials to cease and desist in the future. The harm here and the deprivation suffered runs far deeper. The following constraints will, however, govern the court's remedy hearing. 1, though there is scholarship that urges otherwise, there can be no constraint of any sort on the speech of the President of the United States, be that speech statesmanlike, magnanimous, or unifying, or foolish and knavish. As President, he has the absolute and undoubted right to speak. Indeed, no injunction of any sort may touch upon or constrain his executive powers under the law. Such purported order would violate the separation of powers. This court has no jurisdiction of a bill to enjoin the president in the performance of his official duties. 2, while the remaining defendant, public officials here, are subject to an injunctive order, any such order must necessarily be limited. Free speech injunctive restraints can easily violate the public officials' broad free speech rights that are largely unencumbered by the First Amendment. And it is, when the government speaks, it is not barred by the free speech clause from determining the content of what it says. That freedom, in part, reflects the fact that it is the democratic electoral process that first and foremost provides a check on government speech. Thus, government statements and government actions and programs that take the form of speech do not normally trigger the First Amendment rules designed to protect the marketplace of ideas. Any such overbroad injunction would be improper. 3, no order entered in by this court shall materially interfere with the defendant, public officials, and their agents' abilities properly to enforce the laws passed by Congress. To this delicate task, the court will turn in the remedy phrase. Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. It is not ours by way of inheritance. It must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation, for it comes only once to a people. President Ronald Reagan, inaugural address as governor of the state of California, January 5th, 1967. I first heard these words of President Reagan's back in 2007 when my son quoted them in the Law Day celebration speech at Norfolk Superior Court. I was deeply moved and hold these words before me as I discharge judicial duties. As I've read and reread the record in this case, listened widely, and reflected extensively, I come to believe that President Trump truly understands and appreciates the full import of President Reagan's inspiring message. Yet, I fear he has drawn from it a darker, more cynical message. I fear President Trump believes the American people are so divided that today they will not stand up, fight for, and defend our most precious constitutional values, so long as they are lulled into thinking their own personal interests are not affected. Is he correct? A hearing on remedy will promptly be scheduled by the court.
Boy, howdy.
Yeah.
Boy, howdy.
He didn't have to add all that, but he did.
He did. He went the extra mile to I'm glad he did.
Yeah.
I'm glad he did, because he covered a whole lot of ground right there.
And the whole thing is 161 pages, John. And it's just the last 15 of them are the conclusion. Which is what I read. And there's a lot of notations and stuff that I didn't read, that are actually pretty telling too. Oh.
We're in a different world, baby. We're in a different world.
Yeah, we are. And that was just one thing that I went off on today. It's like, oh my God.
Well,
And then we had
quite a bit. That was quite a bit. Hey, let me take care of business real quick. I want to thank Benjamin Bowen, who came in with a $20 donation and said, "When are you coming to Tennessee? Make sure you hook up with TBD." Is that Tennessee, Brenda? I think. Thank you, Benjamin. And yes, I will be going to Tennessee pretty soon, and I will be in his neck of the woods, probably just a few miles down the road from him. Anyway, I want to thank Kitty K, who came in with a $10 donation and said, "What a couple of man babies." Indeed, that's what they were. And I want to thank her again because she came in with a $20 donation. Did not make a comment, but it popped up on the screen over there. So that too. So thank you very much, Kitty K. I appreciate it tremendously. Okay. Well, first off, let's get somebody up here. I want to get George up here first before we crank into everything, because George in his letter really, George, that was a well written letter, brother.
I appreciate that, John. I appreciate the shout out, and wow, it's after listening to Missy Chick and stuff, I think even if she was in a rant, that she would kind of just lull you back into some kind of melodical ease or some kind.
Right. Does a good job of it.
Yeah. Last time I listened to her in the book club, I kind of started to doze off and stuff. I daydreamed while she's reading, and then
that's okay.
Well, that's what. Yeah, you can do that in the book club. That's good.
Yeah.
It's
I
nice way to
appreciate
relax.
the shout out, and I really appreciate, like I said, the Blue Dot family is just, it's been an entire boost of energy, and it's been a fabulous experience. All these wonderful people that's in the family.
I tell you, I'm not kidding, and I'm not just exaggerating or anything. It is the most important part of this whole show, this whole Blue Dot thing. I do my rants. I put out my 2 cents, but it is this live show and the chat that goes on every time that make this unique on other shows. I think it's more like a family here. People are generally concerned on how each other's doing and keeping up with what's going on in each other's lives and shit. And we've made some deep connections in this family. Marriage, baby. We've even had a marriage. So who else can say that kind of shit?
Everybody
Anyway.
everybody has a voice, and everybody wants to be heard. So this platform is like none other out there and stuff. I see some other podcasts and stuff that are trying to do some integration of the same type of thing, but this is the original, baby. This is what motivates people.
We've been doing this 9 years, baby. This family goes back a while, and some deep things, some deep relationships have been, and I've had the opportunity to meet quite a few Blue Dots, and I'm not done doing that either. It's
hopefully you get up north this way sometime soon, and
I got that. Yeah, you're on the list, brother. If I do start wandering around, and I did. I went to Chicago, Illinois, up there to see David and Sally, 2 Blue Dots I hold dear in my heart. Really great people. Anyway, Anyway,
but on another subject, flipping back over on the political side, kind of. The idea of bringing all the generals and stuff and trying to get them to capitulate so that they can send, troops out into the streets of America and stuff.
Yeah.
I hope that a lot of parents and spouses, grandparents, whatever, that have military personnel, loved ones that are serving, whether it's National Guard or full-time military. I'm hoping they're having these conversations and just
I bet
letting
there's
them
lots
know,
of conversations going on today.
Yeah, I'm betting there is too and stuff. I think we have to appeal to the true Republicans, not the MAGA Republicans. That's obviously
the conservatives,
like
the ones
talking to
that
stones.
still hold a can
Still
hold a
have
thought
a
in their
piece of-
head for more than 5 minutes.
Exactly, and not to rail against the stuff that that's just happening in common, but the things that are happening that are common to each other and stuff, the Medicaid and the food programs, and even aside from his rants about illegal immigrants and all that stuff and everything, even if you take that out of the equation, all these trillions and trillions of dollars that he's supposed to be piling into the country and making all this money.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to worry about the price of food, worry about medicine or health care or anything. That should all just be a given with all that kind of money.
Yeah.
So that was my thoughts on that.
And he screams about the budget so much and how we're got to cut back here, cut back there, and then he wastes money all over the damn place. This whole damn thing with the generals and admirals, I swear, that cost a nice pretty chunk of cash to have them all fly in and attend the, I don't know what the hell that was, the glorious leaders, it's pitiful. All right. Let me see.
I just can't imagine what some of those generals were thinking, halfway through that shit show of whatever. I mean,
yeah. Oh, I know what they were thinking. They were thinking, would you please shut up? It's. I would, though. I would like to know the thoughts of some of those people in that room. Hello, Joe.
Hey, John, I want to hear that song.
What song?
I just need you to shut the fuck up.
That's what they should have been playing the minute Trump. No, Pete Hegseth took the damn stage. Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Shut the fuck up, bitch.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Should have been at
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
I'm sure that's what every damn admiral in general in there were thinking. That's just what they were thinking. 70 some odd minutes of his dribble up there. You bet your ass they were humming this, even if they didn't know the words. If they never heard this, they were thinking. Shut the fuck
I think I listened to about 20 minutes of that speech, and I had to go to the cupboard.
Yep, I sat there and listened to it.
I did about 20 minutes, and then I got up.
I sacrificed for this family. I tell you, it was torturous. I'm sitting there talking to the TV the whole time.
I had to take a Tylenol. My head hurts
You
so
better be
much.
careful, Em. Are you pregnant?
No, not pregnant.
Okay, all right.
I think he, Donnie Boy had a diarrhea of the mouth.
That's what he always has. That's what he always has. And Piper Saul, who just came in with a $20 donation, had it right. He said the generals were thinking, what the fuck? We came all the way here for this? Yes.
Look at their
faces.
Yes,
that's Piper Saul. That's exactly what they were thinking. We came all the way here for this shit? A pump up on if you got balls, you're going to be in the military. But if you ain't got balls, hey, sorry, ladies, go bake some bread or some shit. That's basically the message that he gave.
What Donnie said.
And then the commander-in-chief got up there and...
When he said, if you don't like what you're hearing, walk out.
Yeah.
And say
resign.
goodbye to your
Do the
career.
honorable thing and resign.
Not
from
one
the guy
left.
the Fox News host. Come on.
Yeah. Not one left, but I can guarantee you, in their minds, they said, we will retreat for now, gather up the troops, and come back at you.
We're facing some difficult times.
Very difficult.
and they're going to be put in motion pretty soon. He's talking about putting troops in Portland. He's, National Guard troops, federalized, on the streets, because he wants to push that narrative. He wants to push that narrative that there's uprisings and riots going on every day, that people are being killed in the street. No, they're not.
Oh yeah.
No, they're not.
And what was he talking about? Firefighters getting shot at when they're trying to save people? Bullshit.
He pulls shit out of his
He had
ass. His whole is to
argument,
scare the public. That's what
Yeah.
he wants to scare as many maggots, make them afraid, and it's all them liberals. They're all coming to rape your daddy, and he's going to be the only one to protect them from that shit. That's what he sells. That's his whole freaking everything he's done since he came down that escalator has been nothing but to accuse the left of this, that, and the other, and sell the song that he is the grandest thing since sliced bread. Nobody's better than him. Nobody's smarter than him. Trump was right about everything. It's just sickening to watch this country continue to.
And you know who is going to take our jobs? It's not going to be the immigrants. It's going to be AI.
It's going to be a machine.
The other day I saw an 18-wheeler going down the road by itself.
Boy, howdy shit. Yeah.
Nobody was
Don't
driving.
need no driver, Joe.
There goes a
that's
driver's
just an extra
job.
expense, man.
Yeah, there goes a family that's going to be fed.
That's it.
By a guy who sacrifices his life every day, because I did that for 40 years.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. On the road.
And you
brother.
sacrifice your home life, you sacrifice your health, so that people can have what they need.
Because that's the way it works in this country. Truck
Absolutely.
drivers have delivered the goods. But yeah, AI,
But now it's
it will eventually replace us all on everything, I guess, Joe.
Oh, even DoorDash. DoorDash. I just seen today the DoorDash is fixing to start up an AI type deal where they have those little bitty cars go up there and make their deliveries.
Right.
So there goes Adam. Adam's not going to have a job. Remember Adam Hewitt?
Yeah, Adam.
He's going to be out of a job.
Yeah. Delivery service be automated, and little robots will do that shit.
Yeah, robots are building cars. They're making deliveries now.
You can't stop.
They're even taking over.
You can't stop that though. That's gonna come.
They're even taking over the movies.
But
they're even going into the movies. There's an AI actress.
Christina Weevil.
Mm-hmm.
Tell him welcome home, baby. Tell him welcome home. Hey, let me thank Lincoln, who came in with a $10 donation and said, "The military is the final pillar of democracy that must hold, as all other branches of government has failed." This speech, in his final attempt at a full power grab, we are in a historical moment. And yes, we are, Lincoln.
Yes. 100%.
This is challenging our basic premise of what our military has never been used inside the United States. It's not what it's designed to do. And he's talking about letting our cities be training grounds to do what? To do
take over the country.
If you don't see an authoritarian dictator in Donald Trump, I don't know what makes you so blind.
From the pages of Fidel
Because the
Castro.
rest of us can see it plainly. And Miss Chick was right. In reading that judge's statement, he doesn't think the law applies to him, and he will break the law and then challenge you to do something about it. That's who he is.
Because most people can't afford to do anything about it.
Yeah, take me to court. Prove me I didn't have the right to do what I did. Because I'm the grand poobah. I am the glorious leader. And that's what he acts like.
He made the other day. He was a governor of Oregon called him and stuff because he was going to deploy troops up to Oregon and stuff because all this chaos and everything was going on and stuff. And she sent him photos of the city market and some other places around the city. She says, we have no chaos or anything here. And he said to her, you telling me that what I'm seeing on TV is not true? So he doesn't even have a freaking clue what's going on anywhere.
He wants
to
put troops in Portland. He wants to put them in Chicago because he wants to encourage a response from the citizenry. He wants to see people come out and protest that shit because that'll play right into his narrative. Look at all these people coming out.
That's one theory.
What?
The other theory is if you check real close to which cities he's trying to place any of these things in, except for the ones that have asked. There have been some that have asked. Louisiana has asked. But anyways, he's placing them in, large Democratic areas.
That's what it's about.
And it's setting up for our midterms. He doesn't want anybody to vote.
It's not about law and order. It's not about riots in the street. It's about retribution on blue states, on blue cities. That's what this is about. Don't let anything else, cloud your judgment on that one. He's trying to antagonize people. He's trying to elect a response because that will play into his shit. So we need to be in the street, but we need to be peaceful. If there's troops in Portland, go sit down in front of them. Hold up your sign. Have enough people in there.
I talked to my daughter this evening just before the show, and she has a friend that lives near Portland who sent her some TikTok videos of the protests at the detention center. Do you know what the protests were, John?
What?
It was people dressed up in T-Rex inflatable costumes dancing in the street.
They're dangerous to the society. Do you know what those T-Rexes can do?
I know. With those little itty arms.
Yeah. Hello, Dave.
Hello, America.
We're patrolling our streets with T-Rexes now.
Yeah, well, look, we in the world watched something, and we are all in shock to see a criminal gangster president.
Dare you say?
The world knows, and the American people know, is as crooked as the wall of China, and a TV puppet dictating to seasoned generals and admirals, telling them that the enemy is the left. Let's translate it all, because that's how the world sees it. The enemy is the left. The left is within your cities and suburbs. The war is not outside of America. It's inside of America.
He said it.
The Constitution says that you will fight wars from within, which
that's what he's selling, Dave. That's what he's selling.
And at the moment, you're facing a shutdown. This is all going on. But what we see is that the government's going to shut down because Trump wants to shut down because he's reported on Midas Touch, which they're reporting this last 15 minutes, that he's been caught on a hot mic saying, we want the shutdown. It's going to be good for us. We can fire many people and get rid of departments. He wants the shutdown to do dirty work behind the scenes.
Good. I hope that audio clip makes it to the world news. I hope the American people can hear this shit because that's exactly what he's doing. This is a revenge thing. He wants to shut it down so he could fire thousands and thousands of government employees. He could cut programs. I guess he could do a whole lot of shit. He says. Where the hell is Congress?
What about the comments like no more? This is to the generals. No more millies. What does that mean? No more millies. No more generals who are loyal to the Constitution and the flag?
Yeah,
that's what General Milley was.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what it means, Dave.
Martial law is coming.
Those officers were put on notice today that their loyalty lies with the president. That's what that whole Pete Hegseth shit was about. that they're loyal to him in their
His
grand
personal
design
army.
of what our military should look like, and what they should do, and what their priorities are. Department
Okay,
of War.
let's take it back. Let's take it back, John. The power of the people. You had so much power when Kimmel was sacked. You guys got him back on air because you showed your power with your voice,
We have the
with
power.
your wallets. Exactly.
We do.
You know, let's look at this. Let's look at this situation. What the people can fix. You've been promised. We've been promised for years for these sorts of things. We want the Palestine to be 2 states. The whole world said that for years and years. But what we get, oh, we need more talks. We need more talks. We want Ukraine assisted, backed by the world armies, and not have Putin say, if you do this, blah, 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 take control.
Look
But
at
no, we need
what
more
happened.
talks. We need more talks. We want to help the starving
It's
kids
given a Putin
in
a free rein
Uganda
to
and
go out
all
there
that.
and test the areas all over the place.
More talks, more talks.
Because he
It's
knows he's not
always
going to get
more
anything.
talks.
No response out of Trump at all. His little bullshit speech about we're selling, make sure, emphasize that, we're making money here. We're selling weapons, which is hell of a deal for the contractors, defense contractors, ain't it? Because they're making money, baby. Selling the weapons to the Europeans where they can give them to Ukraine if they want. But we're not going to do nothing because what? Because our president is a chicken shit who has spent his life trying to suck up to Putin. I don't know if the P tape is a real, I don't know. But something has made our president, Donald J. Trump, a wimp, a yes man, I don't know,
Whipping boy.
a whipping boy for Putin. And he has free reign, he feels, to push the war in Ukraine and in other areas because he knows America's response is going to be nothing because we have a chicken shit president who likes to get peed on, I guess. I don't know.
No, there's more to it than that. But look, they're
Yes,
all
there
above
is.
the law. For years, we have never seen. Go back to the days of Bhopal, the chemical spill in India, wherever it was. There were many people killed, and it was through negligence. It was through cost cutting. It was through cutting the system, and no executives went to jail for that. Only fines. And look at Deepwater Horizon, the spill in the Gulf. The men that died. No one went to jail. That was all cost cutting and cheating the system. No one went to jail. All these rich people do this shit and kill people, they walk away from it. But you and I,
Big
to
business,
one
baby.
person,
Big business.
they're above the law
you-
because of money.
Well, you got to look
They
at the way the
control the
laws are
money.
written, how rules and regulations, and the big, like the tax code. You think that big ass, thick ass tax code has your ass in it? Yeah, a couple of pages. You get a couple of pages. Maybe get some Honum or shit or something like that. We'll give you a little discount on this or get you a rate on that. But 99% of that tax code is made for the wealthy people. That's what it's for. The loopholes deluxe in that damn thing. And that's how the wealthy maintain their money.
And guess what's happening in the background? Because of all this shit we're talking about, SCOTUS meets on Monday to discuss Ghislaine Maxwell's crimes. Basically, she's got an appeal in to say that she was wrongly, whatever it was. Anyhow, she's looking for some sort of forgiveness from the court, and her things overturned, and they're meeting on Monday about that. Okay, so that's not even in the news, but yet it's happening. She's challenging her conditions of her charges. So she could walk away while all this is going on. This man is turning your army, your judicial
He's turning
system
our country,
into
our society, everything.
into MAGA. He's turning
He is
it into
tempting
MAGA.
to turn it all to MAGA. And guess what? Guess why we're in the way? That's what the problem is. That's what the problem
Yes.
is. That liberals and
You're the
Democrats
answer
and
to-
people with a damn
You're-
independent mind are in
We're
the
just
way.
fucking
We're not,
annoying, aren't we?
huh?
You're the answer to the picnic, mate. You're
We're
the
just
answer to the
fucking
picnic.
annoying.
Yes.
All right, one at a time. Now. Miss Chick, what'd you say?
I,
I said we're just fucking annoying. We're annoying him.
We're annoying him. That's it. Because
we
he's
need to
full
keep doing
steam ahead.
that.
He's enjoying it.
And guess who else he's going after? He's going after dual citizens. You know this expat stuff, and you can be an American citizen, or you can be American and go to France and be get dual citizenship. You can live in France and be American. He wants to cut that out. So any expats or dual citizens, with you're either American or you're not. That's what he's saying.
No dual citizenship.
So that's what he's having a go at now. This is all the stuff that is going on in the background, and I don't know if this is over Epstein. We haven't talked about Epstein today, have we?
No, not yet. We need to.
But see, this is exactly. We need to, because it's falling off the radar over this. They could easily impeach this guy, but they won't do it. Why?
Well, that's a damn
because
good
the Republicans
question.
are in power, it won't go through.
Yeah, the Republicans are all,
Which, speaking of which, this whole shutdown thing of the continuing resolution vote, blah blah blah.
Right.
The Republicans could have pushed this through. They could have done just what they did on the other things that they wanted to go through, where they changed the rules and they don't let it filibuster. They could have done all that. They didn't want to do that. They want to blame it on the Democrats, and they actually do want it shut down.
Well, the demands were so outrageous in that bill that there was no way the Democrats were going to let that go through. I mean, that's the saving grace as far as medical coverage and the Affordable Care Act staying.
That's how come he had.
For a while longer.
That's how come he had the little kids in the White House today, with taking advantage of families that face cancer and leukemia and other diseases, having their kids come up there and tell them what a wonderful president you are, saving our lives. It was a disgusting display of somebody taking advantage of people that have lived through.
Patronizing.
Yes. It was sick to watch, but that's him.
He had nothing to do with any of it. That's the worst part though. Such a big facade around.
That's the TV station. You're not seeing. We don't see this on TV over here. Well, we don't see CNN, MSNBC telling the American people, "Hey, this happened," but the real facts are this. And there's the big problem. But I think the American people are better than that. I think they see what's happening.
We are, and we all need to realize that we're better than this shit. Hey, let me catch up again real quick, because Wesley Wiseman came in with a $5 donation and said, Tom Homan on tape taking bribes. Hegseth, a white nationalist, and Trump is a fascist. Do you see a pattern here? Yeah, I do. And Dan Hack came in with $5 and said, yes, we have the power. So long till the midterms, we will rise up for democracy. Indeed, and we will continue to have the power if we turn out in the midterms. Don't let anything dissuade you from making sure your registration is up to date in your area, because they're trying to purge as many rolls of voter rolls as they can anywhere they can. They're concentrating on big areas, Houston, a lot of blue area. Yeah, that's what this whole redistricting thing that's going on across the nation is about. They're not interested in the people's opinion. They want to shape this country in to their benefit, to their. We need some reform on.
There's not much more he can do to he's assaulted Lady Liberty. She's under attack, this poor woman. There's not much more he can do to her. He's basically destroyed Lady Liberty. She's laying on her side crying.
Oh, she's got her head in her hands, crying her ass off. Give us your poor, hungry, yearning to be free. No, that's not the message in America anymore, baby.
No, she's going to a women's shelter because she's
going to a women's shelter, an abuse shelter, because Donald Trump keeps kicking the shit out of her.
Why does he think he owns America? He thinks he's the CEO.
He wants to shape it in his image.
He's got more power than any CEO of any company. I mean, normally CEOs of companies have got as much power within that company as a president does within the American community. But this guy is just gone over the top of anything. He's not accountable to the law. He's not accountable to the Constitution. He's not accountable to the people. He's a wild, loose cannon.
Indeed. You know what we can do about it? CS, just put it in the comments. We have a No Kings, October 18th, nationwide march coming. I don't have my buttons. I don't have we got everything back working.
Joe Garcia, are you outside, Joe Garcia? Because they're getting a lot of noise and it's really cutting off the people speaking. Joe?
I'm trying.
There's a lot of wind noise and
something happened here.
That's better. Sorry, John, but I couldn't hear a word you were saying over that noise.
I was just calling out that on October 18th, there's going to be a nationwide No Kings protest coming up. And I was apologizing for the fact that I don't have that on a button. I do have a button, but it's for the one on the fall of the Trump fascist regime on November 5th, 2025 in Washington, D.C. and across the nation. This is supposed to be a big one that they're trying to put together to really have an impact. Our voice has to be heard, baby, and we need to do it in numbers. In numbers too big to deny. Isn't that the song, how the song goes?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Yep. I had a bit of a giggle, John, that the first part that I'm not totally up to date on how the system works there, but a lady turned up in court for the Comey case, and no one else turned up. Is that right? That's what reporting. That the pre-trial or something before the judge, and she turned up, and the opposition turned up for the Democratic Party, or Comey, I should say, but no one turned up by this one lady, and who had never prosecuted the case before.
Well, I haven't seen that news story, but I don't doubt that one bit at all. She's never tried a case before. We all know why she was brought. What's her name? Anybody remember her name?
Yes, the Attorney General. She's an attorney.
Yeah,
she's a new AG.
New Attorney General.
I haven't.
Not the Attorney General.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't think of her name. Yes, but she turned up.
I can't think of her name right now.
No one else turned up.
Yeah, she's the one that agreed to take the case against Comey.
The only one.
The only one.
She'll be fired.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking the case won't even make it. The case should be thrown out on its own just because it's frivolous bullshit. It's an attack. It's retribution. It's all that. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Wouldn't Discovery expose some of Trump's crap? Because Discovery, obviously, everything's on the table, so Comey gets to tell the truth about what Trump said or what Trump did. Comey's got some secrets, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure.
Lindsay Halligan? Someone said Lindsay Halligan. Does that sound right?
Yes.
Lindsay
Halligan.
Yes, it does. Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah. She's a lawyer. She's an attorney. But she's never tried a case. She's never been in a courtroom. That's not the kind of attorney she was. But she is the kind that will, I don't know, kiss Donnie's ass, do whatever the glorious leader wants. And I think she's in over her head.
Kiss her ass.
I don't think she's got the staff to back her up. You know, look at the resignations they've had within. Yeah.
She has a particular look that Donnie's fond of.
Yes, I've noticed that too.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. Yeah. I think that's
another Pam Bondi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all she is. Did you know that before the Congress oversight hearings, when they questioned about the ICE stuff, apparently they said, you realise, I think it was to Hegseth, that, no, I was to Bondi. They were both there. But the thing is, they said, you have spent $5 billion on ICE. on hirings, payments, equipment, blowing the budget, and they didn't care. They just didn't care. And yet there's still now, from this point on, they've got wages, expendables like fuel, rubber bullets, all that stuff.
Right.
It's going to be a very expensive little exercise to hide the Epstein. He won't. There's nothing he would do to hide this Epstein, was there? He's going to go to war somewhere because that will free him from Epstein, I think. He thinks.
Oh, anything to keep off the Epstein. That's what damn near everything he does. That's probably what today's little soiree was about, was to make a big story about look how stupid our president looks up here, just to keep anything out of Epstein.
Well, not only that, but also Netanyahu supposedly has agreed to end the war, but they have to. Hamas has to do what he.
Yep, that's not going to happen. Yeah.
Well, it was Trump's 20-point proposal, or how I like to say, his 20-point Nobel Prize.
You know, I Nobel Peace Prize. A comment in the chat just caught my eye from IC, and it says, "So long as he can't get the Nobel Peace Prize, it will drive him nuts because Obama got one. So childish. I want my toy. Give me my toy, mommy. They will not give me the Nobel Peace Prize, and that's what he is."
I hope they give Obama another one.
Yeah.
I hope they nominate Obama for another one, and that.
They should
really.
He's all butthurt because.
Has anybody read this 20-point proposal?
I listened to it. I listened to it, but I haven't read it, so I can't.
I don't know how to read. I don't know how to read crayon.
And what are your thoughts, Miss Chick?
Don't sign anything, Gaza.
No.
I mean, it's all seems they're trying to make it's all going to be good for them, but it sounds pretty one-sided.
It is one-sided. They want Gaza for themselves. They're going to make it into Trump land or whatever their little. It's disgusting.
Well, and it's completely again ignoring history and what Israel has been doing.
Not a gallant effort to try to do whatever the world can do. Greta Thunberg. I had a call from one of our Blue Dots right before the show.
Yes.
Wanted me to mention that they were trying. I don't know what happened. Did they get the food into? I doubt it.
They're trying little flotillas in there, but I don't know if it's working or not.
I'm thinking that the Israelis will know.
The last I heard, they had some like drones that were flying over them that were their drones, I think, to keep an eye on shit. But I don't. I don't know.
Maybe some armored DoorDash.
Armored DoorDash.
There you go. Maybe we just need to drop things by drone. I don't know.
Make it into a profitable business for delivery service to go into a war zone.
Somebody call Jeff Bezos quick. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
how many
using Gaza every day is a disgrace to every human being on this planet.
I was so proud of those guys that walked out when Netanyahu started talking.
That's as well they should have. As well they should
just
have.
Ignore him.
That man would be a president if he wasn't prime minister. You know, he's just as responsible. He's more responsible for what's going on right now than anybody else. He laid the groundwork for this. He wanted this shit.
Oh, he wanted this. He's been behind this for decades.
Yes. And he laid the groundwork for what happened. Yeah.
Someone mentioned earlier on, we were talking about soybeans. Well, the soybean market in America is worth, to the farmers, $12 billion per year. Well, and out of that,
good chunk of money.
85% of it goes from China. It goes to China. 85% of that $12 billion comes from China. Well, this year, the farmers only generated 20% of that normal $12 billion because China didn't buy it. They bought it from elsewhere.
Because they're finding a different market. They're finding a different market.
They're getting it from Brazil. Another place that Trump attacked.
Yeah, because
the average farmer that was interviewed, This was on Four Corners, which is an Australian news show over here. The average farmer lost $240,000 in income, soybean farmer, from a loss of soybean sales. 240,000. That was their income they lost.
He's gonna try his best to come up with something to put a subsidy out there or something, send a farmer a check or something to buy his way out of that predicament.
And Trump's hit list, the hit list that we've seen over here, had Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Comey was on the hit list, Chris Way, Letitia James, John Bolton, George Soros, Adam Schiff, Fannie Willis, John Brennan, Alvin Bragg, Jack Smith. Where's he gone, Jack Smith? General Jeffrey House. I don't know who he is. Or Krause, maybe. Hang on, I'll get down this list. I've got only a few names here. It's Brian Driscoll, whoever he is, Jimmy Kimmel, Stephen Colbert. These were all on the list. Harvard University, Columbia University, Brown University, Duke University, the ABC, CBS, New York Times, Wall Street Journal, AP Press, NPR News and Press, top law firms, a list of which I won't go into, and 55 other names which I haven't got. But that was basically the short list we got.
Half the world.
So it's anyone. It's half of the people in America that are on the left that are all opposed to Donald Trump or make jokes about him.
I didn't make the list. Damn.
Yeah, damn, I'm not on the list. Damn. Gotta work harder. Gotta work harder.
I'm sure there's another smaller list.
Let's welcome Jorge
really
Tire 5 miles outside.
Alvin, Simon, Theodore, Fred, and Wilma Flintstone, they're all on the list. Yeah.
They're all on the list, baby.
Sweetie bird.
Well, there's a couple of things that struck me today.
What struck you?
Number one was that, you got Fox Weekend Newsboy out there, and these are like real warriors, and they know what's going on in the real world because they're out there every day with their nose right in it, right?
Yep.
They know what the fuck's going on out there, okay? It's their job. These guys, you got Fox Weekend Newsboy, and then you've got this clown whose his security briefings have to be presented in cartoon form.
Yeah.
Okay. And
person, woman, man,
and let me tell you something. A general doesn't travel by himself. No. He has
a staff that has to travel with him.
Staff that travels with. So they all went. Okay. And then on the plane ride home, can you imagine the cuss words that flew around on the plane ride home?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Wherever in the whole fucking world they might be stationed.
I hope those conversations are being had. I hope our admirals and generals are talking to each other saying, what the hell was that?
In private, they are, right?
They are.
They can't do it on any kind of official.
But I also know they're probably being very cautious with their words because if it's gotten out that they say anything, Donnie will come down on them hard. Pete Hegseth will have their heads on a platter and they'll be
about
gone.
Leaks,
Oh yeah.
And
they're gonna gather. They're gonna gather.
But word has a way, of getting around in the military. You know that, John.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
Scuttlebutt,
there's
baby.
the official line, and then there's the real.
There's the scuttlebutt.
The scuttlebutt, everybody knows, Okay, and then there was another little thing that comes sliding in under the doormat today. Tomorrow actually. Texas has put a new sales tax on people who are selling things on eBay.
On eBay, they used to.
Now eBay charges when you sell things. There's already a state tax on it, right?
Yeah.
But eBay charges a fee and that's how eBay gets by,
money.
is they charge this fee, right?
Yeah.
Well, the state of Texas is going to charge a tax on the fee.
They're going to tax the fee.
Starting tomorrow morning, we're the first state in America that's going to charge a state tax on the fee that eBay charges when you sell something. Okay, now, and then what's going to end up happening now here, if you got to cut to the eBay is going to charge this fee, right, when they sell it.
Right.
Because they have to pay the tax on it. And so they're going to charge a fee to charge the tax on the fee. Are you following me?
I'm trying to.
No one can follow this. It's crazy.
It
you
is.
lost me when you said Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, there you go.
But yes, like 6.25% on the fee that eBay charges you for selling things, but then eBay's going to incorporate that into their fee, and so that makes their fee higher, so that makes your tax higher on the fee that
it's a wonderful game they're
charging.
playing. Jesus.
You get, and this starts tomorrow, and it's the first state in the union to do it. How long do you think it's going to take all the rest of them to do this?
Well, the rest states first.
Well, they'll all jump on this,
in line.
And it may not seem like much, but they're saying that it's going to end up being like,
it's the same story with the
$600
tariffs.
million
Who the hell's
or
paying
something
that?
in Texas.
We are. We are,
know,
because everything is passed on to the
Because it's
consumer.
huge.
Yeah. And you
It
know
may
very
not
well
seem
that
like much, but in Texas it's huge.
That's a lot.
once government charges a tax, they never take that tax off.
They never back off.
Isn't there
Nope.
isn't there Michigan,
They just
isn't there
shuffle it around.
a protest against Amazon coming up? Don't buy from
Yeah,
is
well,
it
Amazon
Yes.
are having a very big
Yes.
sale, and the sale goes on for 3 or 4 days, I believe. And it's big discounts. What it actually does, it hurts the little man, the little store owner, because he can't compete. There is an article
there's no
in the chat room there about it, and I think that that's
I
right.
saw
Don't
that.
spend any money on that day.
Well, it's because I
Don't use your wallet on
You
that
can still
day.
use Amazon, just don't use it on those days.
October 7th and 8th, Amazon
October
runs its
7th.
massive Prime Big Deal Days. Think of it as their holiday season dress rehearsal, the moment they pressure test their entire system, warehouses, drivers, cloud servers, and logistics. Why does it matter? Because these 2 days move staggering sums of money. Analysts estimate Amazon's U.S. sales alone could hit $7 to $9 billion in just 48 hours. Globally, that figure could surge past $10 billion in gross sales. That's not just shopping. That's power over retail, over supply chains, and over what smaller businesses can or cannot survive. Amazon uses events like this to sharpen its dominance before the holiday crush. On the dates of October 7th and 8th, do not shop with Amazon. Fill up your carts as much as possible and don't check out to throw off their logistics.
Absolutely.
Do not-
That's what I heard.
Do not stream on Amazon Prime or cancel your Prime. Make social media content and tell everyone you know in real life. As these deal days approach, ask yourself, what does it mean when one company can run a 2-day test worth billions while competitors and communities scramble to keep up?
It's hard to compete, baby. It's hard to
It
compete.
is, and for them, it's just Tuesday.
And the temptation's
you know?
in there because there will be deals, and everybody's trying to save money and everything, make a deal. This is a statement.
Well-
this is.
Those deals aren't all that great either. You can usually find the same deals on different days in a different month,
Yeah,
the same place, or on other places.
it's a way to
And
let
do not
Amazon
print
know.
art closets and lick photos of Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
Well,
let me
you're
catch up
accused
again.
of you're all accused of being Antifa, which is Antifa. We all know is just an ideology. It's not a thing. But you're all accused of being Antifa, and Antifa is the American enemy, Gordon Trump.
Hi, how you doing? Here I am.
Still waiting for my membership card.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my membership card. I'm waiting on somebody to come by and give me the oath and raise my hand and all that shit. Yeah. Yeah. Anti-fascist. That's what Antifa, you just keep running that through your head. That is what Donald Trump is fighting, the imaginary group called Antifa.
What kind of person is opposed to fascism? You know?
Yeah, what kind of person is that?
Okay,
who doesn't want a domineering dictator?
Who wants to do away with those people?
There's not even a website for Antifa. It's not a thing. It's
not a thing.
It's a concept.
It's a concept.
Yeah.
And one I'm proud to say I support.
We all agree about.
I'm anti-fascist. I don't want a fascist. No fascism. No fascists in my country. No fascists in my government. I'm Antifa. You bet your ass I am. And I'm proud to say that. Why isn't some redneck goddamn MAGA proud to be Antifa? Are they for fascism? Is that what they're saying? Because evidently so. Evidently so. They Antifa. Oh, Lord, that's terrible. That's anti-American. No, that is as American as you can freaking get.
And I'm a beer-drinking American, and I think billionaires are going to look out for my ass.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hey, let me thank Mandalus, who came in with a $20 donation with the quote, "Mwah, give me my peace prize. Everyone says I deserve it." Yeah, that's what he's out there saying. Everybody says it. Everybody's saying it.
Yeah.
The whole world's saying
everyone?
it. And yeah, everyone in his head. In his head, everyone, the voices in his head.
Says he
yeah,
should get
yeah,
it.
Netanyahu. Irene Marconi came in with a $10 donation and said, "Greetings to all." Well, baby, greetings to you too, and hang around, baby. Hold on to your britches. It's going to be a ride. It always is in here. But yeah, boy howdy, we got a job to do.
Yeah, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of this. Everyone says, everyone
Everybody's
knows.
sick of it.
People are saying, who's everyone, and who's the people who are saying?
The ones in his head.
I want to hear reporters say.
Every time he says something, he always says it the same way. They come to me and say, "Sir,
A friend of mine told me,
sir,
Trump
you're the
doesn't have
greatest,
any
sir."
friends.
Nobody's coming up to shit.
He's the only one that hears it.
Yes, the voices in his head, along with the rest of the bullshit that he makes up every damn time he gets in front of a microphone, which he did today. Over 70 some odd minutes of utter bullshit to a group of professionals, to a group of military leaders who have spent decades coming up the ranks. No telling the stories that those people in that room could tell about their experiences in the military.
These are warriors.
These are warriors, baby. These are the people that have been through it, done that. And they're listening to what? I'm not degrading Pete Hegseth's military service. He should be proud of it. But he's not the caliber of the persons that were sitting in that room. He's a Fox News weekend host is what he was, who sucks up to Donnie, just like the rest of everybody that got their damn position. They're not qualified for the position. Their only qualification is they're willing to kiss Donald Trump's ass. Not on the right cheek, not on the left cheek, but right in the groove, baby. That's what they're willing to do.
Lecturing the general.
To distract you from the Epstein files. That's right, Ronald.
That's what it was, baby.
Them generals probably killed better men than he'll ever be.
Oh, Rick, you took 4 Tylenol? Oh, you're going to be pregnant, buddy.
Oh.
Yep. Sorry, Rick.
Your baby's going to be born with a big melon head, boy.
Yep, that's it. I'm telling you. Might as well just, get used to it.
So the men shouldn't take Tylenol if their wife's pregnant?
Yeah, no.
Is that right?
Yeah, men will get pregnant. Men will get pregnant, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it hurt pregnancy. It makes pregnancy, doesn't it? You get pregnant if you use it.
That's what I heard.
This guy's a fucking idiot.
He's an idiot.
He went
I
out
don't know.
talking about fucking Tylenol, and the country's going to fucking hell in the handbasket. And he's
look who our Health and Human Services Director is.
Oh,
Yeah.
Mr.
Roadkill.
Tylenol when you're copulating.
He's another one. Throw it to the list of people who are not qualified. Their only qualification is they're willing to kiss Donald Trump's ass. Big time.
Look at your infection figures. Your diseases like measles and mumps and those things are increasing. The numbers of infection in America. They're increasing. Those infections that your son or child was immunized against as a baby is now showing its face. I can't believe there's no resistance. I can't. But if you resist too hard and you show your real feelings, you're Antifa. You're arrested.
That's me, baby.
That's what he's done.
That's me. Come get my ass, because that's who I am. That's who I am. I served my country for that.
Yep.
So
yes, you did.
You did. Yes.
World War I and World War II.
All of it, baby.
Hey, John.
People died.
Hey, Jorge.
You know what?
What?
You know what? I want you to know how devoted I am to the Blue Dots.
You are.
I have this set of headphones that I bought. I don't know how many ago, that with my mic that I talk to you on, and the earphone finally the ear pad finally just disintegrated tonight.
The power of our voice. That's
I just wore out a set of headphones talking to you on Blue Dot meetings.
You wouldn't believe the amount of equipment I've worn out and gone through and shit that's happened just like this weekend. That I
had to drop like $150 tonight because I am not going to go away, baby.
Well, don't.
I love you guys.
I love you back, brother. And again, I want to thank those two donations that came in that I spoke of earlier from George and Ron. I can't explain just how much of a difference that mail made in my daily life, and what a difference that made. So yeah, I appreciate everybody and everybody that gave donations tonight. Thank you so much. This is what I do.
Deserve it, John, and so much more.
I try.
Like, share, and subscribe, baby.
That's what I ask for. Don't ask for donations. And my son gives me all sorts of shit because look, I do. There's the button. That button sits over there, and I do. I encourage you to support the show in any way you can, mostly with your voice. Every way of donating right there doesn't mean half the shit as what I see in this chat, and I mean that from my heart. I appreciate the donations. It is how I pay my bills now. This is what I've done for 9 years. And it's grown into something that is just massive. And so I do. I'm very grateful to everybody that has supported the show over the years, in a lot of different ways, but mostly just by being here. That's what makes it count, is you being here in that chat. So anyway,
you know what makes it count? What makes it count is that everyone in this family is all on the same page,
yes,
and we are all connected. We communicate, and we're not violent people. We're just people that want what's right. The world is here for the people. It's not here for the rich. The world was put here for us to survive on, and all its riches and its gold and its oil and everything is the people's. Yet we allow the billionaires to take it and not pay a cent to us, the people who own it. Only abuse us. This is not how it should be. The world is designed that the people run the world. We elect people to keep the books and keep it all neat and tidy. We don't elect people to rob, gangsterize, mafia-ize the country or the government.
Donnie's
and I hope to God
rob the poor to pay the rich. That's where I said. That's where Donnie is. Rob the poor to pay the rich. That's where.
It's reverse Robin Hood. Yes.
Yeah, that's what it is. To make us suffer.
And one man has done this to your country. One simple man that years ago, back in the 80s, was one of the most hated men within your country. And
I believe that under his first term, under this term, he's got backing. He's got minions that he's got people this time in this administration versus his first. The first one,
he
was surprised. Yeah, he learned. He learned.
The
and he has
Heritage Society had their ducks in a row.
Yes,
That's
they
what
did.
happened.
Yep. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up for the evening. I want to thank everybody for coming in and joining the conversation. This is going to get more difficult. It's going to get more difficult, so hold on to your britches and all that shit. It's going to get hard. Anyway, George.
Yes, sir.
I cannot thank you enough for that donation, brother. It came just at the right time. It helps ease my mind, brother. Wondering how I was going to pull something out of my ass, and there you go. So I appreciate it tremendously. But George,
family,
thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you for having me, John. Appreciate it, and thank you, Miss Chick, for your voice. It's so harmonic, like it's like the voice of a siren.
Just sort of lulls you to sleep, huh?
It does.
That's okay.
It's a calming, soothing voice.
Yeah.
It is. And I thank all the Blue Dot family and share this shit.
There you go.
Hit that like and subscribe, baby. Let's get her done.
Let's get it all done. Let's get it all done.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
Check your
George, thank you very much.
Vote. Show up.
Yep.
Show up and vote, baby.
Thanks.
Use
Love
your
you all.
voice
See
and
you
your
Thursday.
vote. All right,
Night,
George.
George.
Take care of yourself.
Thank you.
And let me see. Joe.
Yes,
Joe,
sir.
thank you for coming in, brother.
Hey, I'm here for you, John. You know, I got your 6.
I know you do, brother. I was going to ask. Let me see.
Give
Today's
Maria a hug.
Tuesday.
Sure will.
What are you doing tomorrow?
What am I doing tomorrow? I'm going to Kingsville.
Oh, you're going to go to Kingsville.
Yes, sir. I got to take my grandson to college.
Wow.
Well, I'm not going to take him. He's driving, but I'm teaching him how to drive.
There you go. Good man. Good man.
What you got, John?
Nothing.
I'm
just I take a ride every day.
Okay,
just
12
mindlessly
o'clock.
driving around.
I'll pass by around 12:30 to 1 o'clock.
Well, I'll touch base with you on the phone.
Yeah.
See where you're at when I'm up and about.
You betcha.
All right, Joe.
Sleep late, man. Rest.
Yeah. Yeah, I need that. Joe, my best to Maria. Take care of yourself.
I love you.
Love you too,
Bye-bye.
brother. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey, bye-bye. We love you.
And we love you back.
Hey.
And let me see. Jorge.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Hey, brother. Hope everything is fine. 5 miles
Everything's
outside
good.
of town. End of the
Nan's lovely and wonderful as always. And
good.
We're going to go camping here for 4 days.
Oh, man.
On the 11th.
I want to go.
In our new trailer, and we're still breaking it in. And
good.
It's hard to keep your head up with this kind of shit going on in our country, because it's infuriating as hell.
It is.
And it's hard to keep a good attitude about anything with that going on. But, you got to laugh and you got to smile about something every day. And you can't take yourself too seriously.
Nope.
Or you just go freaking nuts.
Yeah.
So, I love all of my Blue Dot family, and I thank y'all for putting up with me because, I get
that's a
little loud sometimes.
It is. It's a bunch.
But me and John, we get along good together.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
I love y'all and have a good evening, man.
I love you too, Jorge. Take care of yourself.
Keep your chins up, folks.
You bet. That's what we have to do. Jorge, take care of yourself. And Dave, always a pleasure, my Australian friend.
My pleasure as well. I'm just got one thing. Since I heard this speech, and I just can't get out of my head this sentence, no more millies. And I'm scared that a lot of generals are about to resign from your military and be replaced with MAGA generals. I also fear that you're going to wake up one morning and you'll be having Humvees driving down the streets and troops walking down the streets with guns in their shoulders. it's just an ugly picture I see in my head that of it's like Middle Eastern countries, and I just fear that Trump knows that this way he's got total control of the people. It's a scary thing that's happening to these guys. And as Mitchy Chick says, we've got to control the situation with our wallets and with our peaceful protesting. But I also fear for the midterms, guys. So the only way this is going to happen,
we have to be there.
You have to turn up. Yep, you have to get out there in the streets.
It's the only way democracy
so that we are
survives
not
is
going
if
to
we
follow
show
you.
up for it. And we have to. So, Dave, thank you
if
for
we
your
could
voice,
be there,
brother.
we would be there if we could, John. But we're thousands of miles apart. It's just But if the world could be there to support you, you'd have billions in the streets. Protesting this.
We have billions
guys.
in our hearts. So, Dave, take care of yourself, and thank you very much for coming in, brother. And
Good night, Mitch. Good night, Mitch.
And John.
That was fun. Went right over time again. It was a good, lively
Right?
conversation tonight. Yeah.
It just
Enjoyed
just
that.
does what it does.
That's what it
Does
is.
what it does.
Family discussion around the table. That's all it is.
Yeah.
And Norm, I'll get to you next time, brother. I'm sorry I didn't get you in this time, but started running short on time, so we'll get you in the
we
next
do
show,
that
brother.
sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. And just
add?
a passing thought,
What?
asking for a friend. If Trump is so worked up about crime and safety in these cities, why hasn't he sent troops to Utah? After all, there was a murder or / assassination there recently. I'm just saying, just asking for a friend.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah,
why
I think
hadn't
some
he?
troops could. I don't know.
Yeah, we all know why.
Anyways, we had some people share some shit, John.
Hey, we love shit shares. We really do.
Yes, we do.
Yep.
Maybe they'll share this shit. Who knows?
Maybe so. Maybe somebody already did. Maybe
They
we
might
have a
have.
future shit share right now.
And they could share, and subscribe right now.
Yeah.
But in the
Maybe I'll
meantime, these other people already did that.
Yeah. They already did.
People
so
like Timothy M. Yep. Timothy M. from Maine. Mick S. from Minnesota. Derek G. from Mississippi. Arlene K. from Connecticut. Cheryl W. from Colorado. And Nancy K. from New York. They all shared this shit.
All shared this shit from different parts of the country. And yet they all came together to share the same shit. Boy, howdy shit. That's pretty damn good. And we appreciate everybody that furthers this voice, that furthers this family. And like I said, if you're listening to this program, you're probably listening to others, and I encourage you to do just that. Keep your spirits up, baby. Stay in the fight. That's what this is all about, because have no doubt, it is the most important fight of our lifetime. This determines the future of our country, and nothing could be more important. But anyway, in the meantime, try to put a smile on your face every damn day. Find a reason to smile and give that shit away to somebody else, because they need it in their life, and I can guarantee you that. Anyway. And it makes for a happier thing. Hey, I see Michael K.Y. Johnson in there. He should have been in here earlier. K.Y. was on the Tim Cormall show the other day. I heard him. And Thank you, K.Y., for using your voice, buddy. But anyway, tomorrow's hump day. We'll see what happens. I should be able to get a rant out tomorrow because things piss me off. And then we'll be back here on Thursday for another Blue Dot family meeting. And Wanda Bell, I love you back, baby. Thank you for all of you that participate in this family. I appreciate every damn one of you. Anyway, good night, Miss Chick.
Anyway, good night, John.
All right, good night, family. We'll see y'all later. Oh, I'm fixing to do the wrong thing with the mouse again. Caught myself.
Don't be pushing the wrong buttons.
Yeah, I don't want to push